Canon EOS R50V unboxing. Canon R50V. Why don't they put the 50 there? It's just the RV. Lens mount, APS-C sensor, RF lens, record button there. Here's the top. The strap mount is metal built into the frame of the camera. I like that. Looks like the microphone's here. You have the hot shoe protector with the hot shoe, dial, mode dial, buttons here, button here. If you have a power zoom lens, here's your power zoom, another record button up here. I like an on-off switch like this rather than the ones that you have to hold down for 2 seconds. Here's the back, rotatable wheel here with a D-pad, info button. Buttons feel good. This side, you have a mic jack, headphone jack, and then also for a remote, all up here. This side, you have a micro HDMI and a USB-C. Bottom, 1/4 20. Battery door where the SD card slot is located. Oh, here's a little ridge here and up here so you can take out the articulated screen. Oh, there's another 1/4 20 so you can do your vertical shooting. And here's what the grip looks like. Right there. I like the pattern of the grip. Feels good. It's not as thick as I thought it would be. This is a very small, compact camera. I got what a lot of people might be wanting to see. Here's a Sigma EF 18-35 1.8, and I have the Canon adapter, the EF to RF with the ND filter, a variable ND, but this one is a cheaper version of it. You can dial in your variable ND. This is a pairing that a lot of people might want to see. So I'm going to show some test footage of what this looks like outdoors. I'm at an f1.8 and I have the variable ND dialed in almost all the way. And this is a pretty bright day shot right here that I'm shooting right now. I think it's holding, the dynamic range is holding well. I thought I had the digital image stabilization on. I did not. There's no digital image stabilization on. I'm just going handheld without any IS. Now I'm going to test the beauty of using an 18-35 Sigma 1.8 with this variable ND filter, the drop-in filter from the Mikey. I'm going to do this in real time. I'm going to open up the iris all the way to 1.8. Okay, at a 1.8 iris, and now I'm going to toggle the variable ND on and bring it down. There we go. I think the exposure is decent now. But you're looking at 1.8. If I get in better lighting, you can see how much this really affects the image. As you can see, it's pretty massive in comparison to the body of the camera. I haven't seen many cages or rigs yet for the R50V here, but I'm sure they will come, because if you have something like this set up, all of the weight is on the front and it's really putting stress on the lens mount here. So even this is very uncomfortable to hold. The lens weighs double or quadruple what the camera weighs. And because the hand grip right here isn't very big either, it's just very uncomfortable to hold. Another big issue with this V50 is that there's no in-body image stabilization. There's a digital stabilization, but that crops into the sensor. So when you have a lens like this set up here, it does not have image stabilization. I'm also going to compare the R50V to the V1. Here's the size comparison. They look very similar, but the grip is bigger on the V1, and I prefer the body design on the V1 over the R50V. I'll show some other size comparisons of other cameras I have just so that if you don't have this, you can see the size differences. Here's a Sony 7C Mark II in this little bottom rig cage here. This is one of Sony's smaller full frame mirrorless cameras. And it's it's comparable to the R50V. Here's a Sony FX30. Same sensor size, but body's much bigger, and I have it in a half cage. And the last camera I'll bring in for a size comparison is a GH7. Now the GH7 is a micro four thirds, so it's smaller than the R50V sensor, APS-C size sensor, but it's slightly bigger than the V1. So the V1 is not a 1 inch, it's bigger than a 1 inch, but it's smaller than a micro four thirds, just marginally smaller. Even without this cage, is massively bigger than these two. On the R50V and on most cameras, all your ports are on the left side. But for the V1, they have a vent here, or two vents. All the ports are on the hand grip side. So you have mic input, headphone jack, micro HDMI, and USB-C. All very similar IOs that do similar things on both cameras. So this can also become a webcam, and you can also charge or power the camera through that USB-C. I typically shoot sit-down interviews, and that's why I got this. I want to shoot my travel sit-down interviews when I'm really packing light. I want to do a multi-cam, dual-cam system when I'm doing interviews. And since these match really well, and they can go for a long period of time when you have it USB-C powered, I plan on doing sit-down interviews. My sit-down interviews go from about less than 2 hours, and then I take a break, and then I shoot another 2 hours. The battery on both of these cameras are exactly the same battery. When you buy the V1, it does not come with a battery charger. It only comes with a battery, and you have to charge the battery in the camera. But the R50V comes with a battery, and it comes with a battery charger. So you can, if you have both of these, you have a battery charger, you can charge both of the batteries. For my use case, I only see 3 differences between these two cameras that matter to me. The first I've already addressed. The R50V has digital image stabilization only that crops in, whereas there's built-in image stabilization with the V1, and it works pretty well. So you can just go with this one camera and not really need any kind of stabilizer or gimbal, and you should be pretty fine with walking around doing video with this camera. The second difference that matters to me are the codecs. Here are the codecs resolutions and frame rates on the V1. So you have 4K 23.98, and that's in standard IPB, and then you have light IPB. Those are the only codecs. And then you have, if you want to shoot 60 4K, it crops in. The way you get 10-bit on the V1 is you have to shoot C-Log3. And once you shoot C-Log3, it automatically enables 10-bit. Now with the R50V, you have more recording options. So first you have your movie record size. And here you can choose from 4K or HD. And then if you want to do 60, it's only a crop. You don't have a full readout with 60p. Here are your different codecs. You have XF AVC and then XF HEVC. You have 8-bit 420, you have 10-bit 420, then you have 422 10-bit and 422 10-bit. This one gives you more control over the 10-bit in multiple picture profiles. And the last notable difference between the two is the audio. The V1 is only stereo audio. You have 3 audio options. You have the internal mic right here. You have an external 3.5, or you can put in a shotgun microphone with their hot shoe right here. The R50V has 4 channels of audio. So here's the menu system for the audio. Here's where you can go 2-channel or 4-channel. The only way to really take advantage of the 4 channels of audio is if you have Canon's proprietary shotgun mic or the Tascam XLR adapter. That's the only way you can take advantage of the 4 channels. Otherwise, these 4 channels are all connected to each other, whether you're doing the audio right up here or you plug in the audio into the external mic here. What I wanted this to do is I wanted to plug in an external mic like a Rode Wireless Go or some other kind of external mic, but then I also wanted to have the onboard mics as scratch audio. So I wanted this to be channel 3 and 4, and then this to be 1 and 2. You can't do that on this, at least with the current firmware that I have right now. You have to have Canon's proprietary audio adapters in order for you to have the 3.5 on 2 channels and then this mic on 2 channels. So far, I'm liking both of these cameras. I plan on getting more lenses, more RFS lenses for the R50V here. And then I'll make more videos once I have the smaller lenses and really take advantage of the small size of this camera and then this entire package that I'm gonna travel with. This is the Canon V1. I'm shooting in C-Log 3. I'm shooting at the base ISO, which is ISO 800. I'm at an f8. I have enabled the 3-stop ND filter, so the ND filter is on. And I have this on autofocus and the image stabilization. And I'll do different zooms in this. And it's set to the preset daylight white balance. So this is under heavy foliage. Let me go to max zoom. So this would be at 50. Here's the Canon R50V with the Sigma 18 to 35. It's set all the way out to its widest, and I have the Mikey adapter on, and it's currently on its most open variable ND. I'm shooting C-Log, and the base ISO is 400 on the R50V. I'm shooting at f8, daylight, preset white balance. Sigma 18 to 35 does not have image stabilization. And its autofocus is on. You might hear how noisy the autofocus is on this camera. Zooming in.